Earth is very small compared to the vastness of space. The Earth's diameter is about 12,742 kilometers, while the Milky Way galaxy, which contains our solar system, is about 100,000 light-years across. A light-year is the distance light travels in 1 year, which is about 9.46 trillion kilometers. So, the Milky Way galaxy is about 946 trillion kilometers across. And there are billions of galaxies in the universe. To put this into perspective, if the Earth were the size of a grain of sand, the Milky Way galaxy would be about the size of North America. And the universe would be about the size of the Earth. It's hard to imagine how vast the universe is. But it's important to remember that we are just a tiny part of it. The distance from Earth to the Moon is about 238,855 miles. The fastest car ever recorded is the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300, which can reach a top speed of 304.773 miles per hour. If a car could travel at that speed, it would take about 70 days to reach the Moon. However, there are no roads to the Moon, so a car would have to travel through space. This would take much longer, and would require a lot of fuel. The Apollo 11 mission, which was the first human mission to land on the Moon, took about 3 days to travel from Earth to the Moon. The spacecraft used a combination of rockets and gravity assists to reach the Moon. The speed of light is 186,282 miles per second. The distance from Earth to the Sun is 93 million miles. If a car could travel at the speed of light, it would take 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach the Sun. However, there are no cars that can travel at the speed of light. The fastest car ever recorded is the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300, which can reach a top speed of 304.773 miles per hour. If a car could travel at that speed, it would take about 195,000 years to reach the Sun. The closest humans have ever gotten to the Sun is the Parker Solar Probe, which has reached a distance of 27 million miles. The Parker Solar Probe is a robotic spacecraft that was launched in 2018. It is designed to study the Sun's atmosphere and magnetic field. It is not possible to drive to the Sun in a car. The distance is too great, and there are no roads. However, it is possible to travel to the Sun in a spacecraft. There are 8 planets orbiting the Sun in our solar system. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. The distance from Earth to Neptune is about 2.7 billion miles. The fastest car ever recorded is the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300, which can reach a top speed of 304.773 miles per hour. If a car could travel at that speed, it would take about 71 years to reach Neptune. However, there are no roads to Neptune, so a car would have to travel through space. This would take much longer, and would require a lot of fuel. The Voyager 2 spacecraft is the only human-made object to have visited Neptune. It took Voyager 12 years to reach Neptune. The Kuiper Belt is a region of icy bodies beyond the orbit of Neptune. It is similar to the asteroid belt, but much larger and colder. The Kuiper Belt is home to many comets, as well as dwarf planets such as Pluto. The Kuiper Belt is thought to be a remnant of the solar nebula, the cloud of gas and dust that formed the solar system. When the solar system formed, most of the material in the nebula fell into the Sun, or was pulled into the orbits of the planets. However, some of the material was left behind in the Kuiper Belt. The Kuiper Belt is a very cold place, with temperatures ranging from -220 to -240 degrees Celsius. The objects in the Kuiper Belt are made of ice and rock, and they are often covered in craters. The Kuiper Belt is a very important part of the solar system. It is a source of comets, and it may also contain planets that have not yet been discovered. The Kuiper Belt is a frontier of exploration, and there is still much to learn about it. Here are some interesting facts about the Kuiper Belt. The Kuiper Belt is thought to be about 200 times wider than the asteroid belt. The Kuiper Belt is home to millions of objects, but most of them are very small. The largest object in the Kuiper Belt is Pluto. The Kuiper Belt is a very cold place, with temperatures ranging from -220 to -240 degrees Celsius. The objects in the Kuiper belt are made of ice and rock, and they are often covered in craters. The Kuiper belt is a very important part of the solar system. It is a source of comets, and it may also contain planets that have not yet been discovered. The Kuiper belt is a frontier of exploration, and there is still much to learn about it. The Kuiper belt is located beyond the orbit of Neptune, and there are no roads in space. The fastest car ever recorded is the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300, which can reach a top speed of 304.773 miles per hour. If a car could travel at that speed, it would take about 100 years to reach the Kuiper belt. However, there are no roads to the Kuiper belt, so a car would have to travel through space. This would take much longer, and would require a lot of fuel. The nearest star to Earth is Proxima Centauri, which is part of the Alpha Centauri triple star system. It is located approximately 4.24 light-years from Earth. That means that it would take light 4.24 years to travel from Earth to Proxima Centauri. The fastest car in the world, the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300, can travel at a top speed of 490.484 km/h. At that speed, it would take over 100,000 years to drive to Proxima Centauri. Andromeda is the name of a galaxy. That is the closest major galaxy to the Milky Way. It is located approximately 2.5 million light-years from Earth. The Andromeda Galaxy is a spiral galaxy, with a diameter of about 220,000 light-years. It is home to billions of stars, and it is thought to be about 10 billion years old. The Andromeda Galaxy is named after the mythological princess Andromeda, who was chained to a rock as a sacrifice to a sea monster. The galaxy was first observed by the Persian astronomer al-Sufi in the 10th century. It was later observed by Galileo Galilei in the 17th century, who mistook it for a cloud. The Andromeda Galaxy was finally identified as a galaxy by Edwin Hubble in the 1920s. The Andromeda Galaxy is slowly moving towards the Milky Way. It is estimated that the two galaxies will collide in about 4 billion years. When the galaxies collide, they will merge to form a single, larger galaxy. The maximum distance of the universe, observed by current technology, is about 13.4 billion light-years. This is the distance to the edge of the observable universe, which is the part of the universe that we can see, because the light from those objects has had time to reach us since the Big Bang. The universe is probably much larger than this, but we can't see any further because the light from objects beyond this distance has not had time to reach us yet. The Hubble Space Telescope has been used to observe some of the most distant objects in the universe. In 2016, Hubble observed a galaxy called GNZ11, which is about 13.4 billion light-years away. This makes GNZ11 the most distant galaxy ever observed. It is important to note that the observable universe is not the same as the entire universe. The universe may be infinite in size, but we can only see a finite part of it, because the light from objects beyond a certain distance has not had time to reach us yet.